Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Duels with our green and colourless Eldrazi ramp deck. So, without further ado, let's get into the game. I will see you there. Alright, we're in, and two-lander with a Sylvan Advocate. We're on the draw. If we can get the ramp consistently and our land drops, then this hand is awesome. Otherwise, I'm not so sure about it. We're on the draw and we've got something to do. I'm going to take the risk. Let's go. We just need to get a little bit lucky with our draws and hope that our opponent's not going to do a great deal either. With the tap land like that as well, there's a good indication that he might not be doing a great deal. Okay, well, we got another Sylvan Advocate, so we've got a few turns of things to do. I'd like land into maybe Nissa's Renewal, something like that. That would be nice. Explosive Vegetation is good later, but we still need to get to the lands. So let's just play Sylvan Advocate and pass. He might hold up Blessed Alliance if he doesn't play anything here. But it might be... It can't be White Weenie. You always have a 2-drop in White Weenie. So, yeah, it's going to have to be a multicolored deck. And it looks like zombies. Fair enough. That's a 2-2. A Drainer at that. Land. Yes. Okay. Now we're on. We need one more land. And then we do some fun things. We get our Explosive Vegetation to grab Wastes, which pumps these guys up to 6/6s for 5 with Trample, which is pretty good. Alright, hit you for 2. Sylvan Advocate, go. I don't think at this stage you'd wipe the board if he has Languish or your Henny's Expertise. Gissa's Bidding. Okay, next some zombies. Drains us. Sure. Can't attack though. We need to draw a land and we need to draw it desperately. Come on. Ah, dear. At this stage, we're trading a Sylvan Advocate for a zombie token, and I don't think that's worth it, so we'll pass. We can hold back. He can keep draining us though, which is the problem. But I'm pretty sure the amount of zombies isn't overly relevant. Everything's brutal for us. So he's now got 3 3s. We need a land drop, and we need it fast. That would put these guys into blocking territory again. So swings for 6. We say no. And does our opponent do anything more? Evolving Wilds. And cracks it. Okay, we might have lost this one. We don't have any wipes. And if we don't draw a land here, we've certainly lost. Oh well, okay. Might not be over just yet. Let's grab 2 Wastes. And now we've got some 4/5s. I'm going to swing with both. If he wants to double block, we'll take out his Lord and we can block with the other guys. Okay. He's likely just going to give them Menace though. We're going to have to double block a single one. Or simply play down a load of zombies and drain the crap out of us. Both of those are good for him. Murder for one of them. Okay. And then gives it Menace so that we can't block. It's only 9 points currently. So we're not just dead. But we are pretty dead. Ooh. Why would you not swing with all of them? You know, if I wanted to get combat damage in, I could Rogue's Passage. Find that odd. Maybe he's got the 1 mana exile a blocking creature, perhaps? It's a possibility. Alright, so we've got a number of options here. We could Nissa's Renewal to gain loads of life. Ramp into Ulamog. pretty much. We're on 6 mana, we'd be up to 9. If we made our land drop after Nissa's Renewal, we could Ulamog next turn. Otherwise, we get more wastes and make these walkers huge. I think the life gain is also quite relevant. Then again, the double blocks, they get us killed. So we can only block 1. We take 6. So we do need to gain life here. We have to play 2 creatures or gain life. So Nissa's Renewal it is. I'm going to get 2 wastes and a forest, I think. And we might as well swing for 4. We're up to 12. We could still die here. Still very likely. But we maybe stand a chance if we don't die, we get a land drop and we Ulamog him. Because I can get rid of these 2 and he's left with some 2/2 tokens then. It's Liliana to resurrect. No, he can just make a token which drains us. And he doesn't have the mana to make these guys have menace. Misses on creatures, so there's no resurrects on the minus for Liliana. Although destroying non-zombie creatures is a thing. Okay, he's willing to trade off a zombie. There's no real downside for us here, except for, of course, the Silence the Unbelievers, is it called? Something like that. Which he doesn't have. I don't know what it's called, to be honest. It's a thing. Now there's a waste, so it's Ulamog time. Exile you, exile you. We can't have the drain. The Lords for Menace are also a problem. And we might as well swing at Liliana, because we have unblockable next turn with Ulamog. So he's going to need an exile for Ulamog or to kill us right here. And he's leaving himself with 2 power on the board if he doesn't let us hit Liliana. We've exiled as well, so there's nothing in the graveyard for him to resurrect with Lily. Okay. With a Lord of the Unreal, and if he could somehow give it haste, that's only 9 points. So, ticking up, Anointed Procession in the graveyard. And it looks like this is going to be game. So, give Ulamog unblockable. And we swing with both to play around Blessed Alliance. Attack with all. Add our opponent. Confirm. And he needs an answer for Ulamog here. Otherwise, we just win. Judging by the delay, he doesn't have one. We could have Blessed Alliance gain life. That's a possibility as well. Okay, he wants to take down our Sylvan Advocate. And he goes to 0. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, well, let's go for another game. Okay, we're in 3-lander. If we get another land, we can Explosive Vegetation into Nissa's Renewal. Another land drop gets us to Ulamog. Walker of the Waste is a downside. It doesn't do anything immediately, so we do lose to aggro decks, but if we can get to Ulamog, we could probably just win. So we're going to keep it. See what our opponent's doing. I suspect with the Nissa Avatar and the Jace sleeves, this could be Super Friends. Please don't be. That's what I'm inferring. Also, our opponent might not be playing today. That's the thing. Hopefully they make their land drop. That'd be great. Hey, there we go. Ether Hub. Up in the air what this one is at the moment. But it's a multicoloured deck. At the very least. Well, there's a land, so we know that we're getting the Explosive Vegetation. At least the cast for it. Whether it resolves is another question. Okay. Well, if it is Super Friends, it's the worst variant. Ooh, Reality Smasher. Not too bad. No reason to show him wastes just yet. As soon as you show them wastes, you know that the deck is essentially very Eldrazi focused. And I don't want to give our opponent that impression just yet. Huh. It's an odd selection of colours here. Let's just go Ronas and try bait out a counter. Really couldn't care less about Ronas. Because we are ramping into Ulamog. So, yeah, he's got a spell Shrivel. Sure. Exiled instead of going to the graveyard. It's actually relevant. Not immediately to us, but it is relevant. And it looks like he's just going to pass. Is he going to let the Explosive Vegetation resolve? Well, it doesn't really matter. Because we've got another one. Counter if you want. Broken Concentration. Sure. This is actually a control deck then. Officially. What the energy for is for though, I will never know. Unless he's stuck on lands. Judging by the missing land drop right there, he is. Ooh. Alright, do we go for baiting out a counter with a different card? Or do we go for the ramp? The ramp is actually quite important. The Reality Smash is pretty great as well. Let's go Walker of the Wisps. Yeah. I'm happy for that to happen. Alright, that's 3 counters. He can't be left with many more. He's just countering everything as well. Pretty much without any thought. And Explosive Vegetation. Huh. For green. Okay, so it's Simic. Interesting. Not what you expect, really. Let's get Reality Smasher down while he can't counter it. And it's hard to deal with as well, because he does have to discard a card if he wants to target it in any meaningful way. So, 4-turn clock, something he's got to answer, and if he's answering it, that means he's tapping down to allow us to ramp into our Ulamog. And as long as we can get to Ulamog, it really doesn't matter too much if it resolves or not. Ooh, part of the Water Veil. That's a desperation part there. Okay, so he takes an extra turn to make a land drop. Plays a land. It is a shame that our opponent is ahead of us on mana. But a Nissa. Okay. And he's going to untap his blue mana. Which does mean counters, but we could take him off double blue by swinging in and forcing the trade with his island. I'm wondering what the upside of that is, other than just ramping for a little while. Because he gets to untap then as well. We could Tireless Tracker, play a land, have a clue ready to sack. I kind of do actually want to trade off this island. Head for him. For his Nissa. See if he trades. He does. Blessed Lines? Blossoming Defense, maybe? Floating mana into Glimmer. Alright. Fair enough. We got Tireless Tracker, another threat on the board. Play the Forest so we can make a clue, and we can crack that on his end step. So he can ultimate his Nissa if he wants, and he is going to. So land drops now drawing cards, which is a good thing in a counter-filled deck, of course. Going with Baby Jace. Land drop, draw a card. Can flip Baby Jace. Doesn't really do anything that I care so much about though. Unless he's like a mill deck, and then his ultimate's kind of relevant. But the flashback effect. Crush of Tentacles. Okay. Well, I'm just going to crack this clue then before he gets bounced. He does get an 8/8. We get a land. I'm not really scared of that. Okay, so we can Tireless Tracker and Explosive Vegetation in the same turn, so I think we will. Third land, get a clue. The clues are going to allow us to keep up with his Nissa emblem and counter that quite nicely. We've got plenty of green, we'll just go for the wastes now for the walkers. Get 2 clues, pass the turn. And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. Ready for the Ulamog. So he's going to need a counter. But even if he has one, it's going to put us in a pretty decent position. I will not block. Displacement Wave. X3. Bounces your token. Alright. Well, taps out. He's going to lose his Baby Jace and an island. Ooh, Kozilek. Kozilek's a good follow-up, actually, because we'll be down on cards. So we'll be able to redraw up to 7. So it's just going to be Ulamog here. Goodbye Jace, goodbye Island. Censor as if you want. No, does not. And now he needs to answer a big 10-10. Let's try to get as empty-handed as possible before we cast Kozilek as well, because I'd love to get as much value as possible. He's got an Oblivion Sower. Wow. Completely whiffs, but does hit some pretty solid cards, actually. That is a thing. And our own Nissa. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3 for the Tireless Tracker, 6 and a land, and 1 extra mana to play Nissa's Renewal. Let's swing first. Exile 20 cards. 1 more hit of that and he loses. We get a good idea of what's in his deck in a second as well. See if he blocks first. If he doesn't block, then we go unblockable next turn. We could have just done that to begin with, to be fair. He's going to let it go. He's probably got a counter then, because he's assuming that we held up our mana for a good reason. Let's have a look at his deck. Counters, counters, ramp, counters, counters, card draw, bounce, counters, counters, counters. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good impression that he's giving off there. So let's just go Tiles Tracker. Counter. Not even a pause. You could go 3, 4, 5, leave 3 mana left open for the Nissa after we plus. So let's just go Nissa's Renewal. Gain plenty of life. Get some forests. I think we've got plenty of wastes at this point. Okay. Have you got an answer for Ulamog, or do you lose? Because if he even gets an attack in, then that's game over. So he plays a land, gets to draw a card. So we're going to be able to Kozilek and Rogue's Passage. So Rogue's Passage is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite. But we could Rogue's Passage and Nissa. That's a thing. Yep, okay. He's had enough. Swings with his 5-8. That is an admission of total defeat. Green Warden can pull back for 4 mana. Nissa. Sure. So we make Ulamog unblockable. And swing with both, just in case for some ungodly reason he's running Blessed Alliance. We might as well anyway. It wouldn't matter, because we still get the exile trigger. And on his upkeep, he dies, or he just dies right here. Both possibilities. And that's going to do it. Alright guys, well, that is going to do it for today's episode. I do hope you have enjoyed, and if you have, then be sure to like and subscribe. It's a great way to support out the channel. And if you hit that little bell icon as well right next to the subscription button, that'll give you notifications when the next videos go live. I do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.